What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here in the Odd Shopper channel, coming to you with a Memorial Day edition of Lindy's Links, Likes, Locks in the MLB streets. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video, goes a long way for you. That way you become apprised whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. To anybody who has served, anybody who knows anybody who in their family, friends who have served, thank you so much for your service here on this Memorial Day. We appreciate you. With that, let's just get ourselves to the picks here. It's the holidays. I'm going to go watch my Timberwolves here. I'm so damn nervous, but we've got 11 MLB games here to rock with. We'll talk about MGM. We'll talk Odd Shipper as well, but have a great holiday weekend. And with that said, producer Jacob, let's get to the picks. Our first spot here, we're heading to Boston. Oh, well, not heading to Boston. We're heading to Baltimore here for Boston and Baltimore. Weather starting to ramp up in the Northeast. It feels like a holiday weekend, if you will. But Cooper Criswell, Cole Irvin, pretty awful pitching opportunities. But I will say one thing. There is an interesting... I'm not going to even go that far. We've got these AL East type matchups where Cole Irvin is not very good, but he pitches in the ballpark that you want to be in as a bad lefty. Cole Irvin with the hard hit. 420 xWOBA last season, 364 is improved, would be the best of his career so far. Has the 4.05 expected ERA, and he's got a big left field fence. That is a big deal to me. So when you're talking about these soft tossing lefties, huge fence out in left field now, one of the harder parks for right-handed power as a result. And somebody like Cooper Criswell, who's the better pitcher, 294 xWOBA, but 23.9% K rate, he has to deal with all of these lefties: Gunnar Henderson, Colton Cowser, Ryan O'Hearn, Adley Rutschman, switch hitter. You got Anthony Santander, switch hitter as well. Both of them. It's just a ridiculous lineup here, top to bottom. So much better situation for Irvin. The price is kind of reflecting it here, but there are some minus 140s that exist out, minus 145s, and those are the ones that I was really targeting here. If you get yourself into that minus 160, 165 territory, this could turn into like a lean like where you could just pass if you really wanted to. I do have one of those coming up later, and I think you probably know why if you've watched me cover the Brewers this season, but yeah, I like the Baltimore side here. Starting to heat up out there. Let's be early to the Baltimore puts up infinity runs because they're all lefties in that ballpark side of the... I'm done talking. And second up, my Minnesota Twins. Oh, wouldn't you know it? Oh, I'm sure my friend Celia. Oh, Eric, you're probably betting on the Twins. Oh, no. We're going to do the exact opposite here. Plus 130 here with Alec Marsh going up against Joe Ryan. This is just a price and probability thing. Again, it's not quite a coin flip. So if you want to say, Eric, who do you think wins this baseball game? I think ever so slightly the Twins probably are, but I'm getting plus 130 here on the Kansas City side of things with Alec Marsh. 37% hard hit, just a 20.6% K rate, but limits the walks, limits barrels. And Joe Ryan's been decent, but he's a fly ball pitcher going up against a hot top of this lineup, specifically Bobby Witt, who over his last 20 plate appearances looks like God in my sheet. So that's cool. Bobby Witt Jr., what am I even looking at? 435 xWOBA is so dumb. Him and Sal Perez, 406 xWOBA. Vinny Pasquantino starting to heat up there, and problems for Joe Ryan in terms of the fly ball department. I think this is a contrarian stand here, but I do think Kansas City's the better price for sure. When you're talking plus 130, plus 135, you can probably wait. Sure, people want to be betting the Twins. Joe Ryan's the better pitcher, guys, but at the end of the day, there's also this Kansas City lineup. I think top to bottom better than my Twins. And not a lot to talk about in this one. Chris Bassett, he is your starter for the Toronto side. I believe we get Nastrini dinner. Nick Nastrini, 28.6% hard hit. Just a 12.7% K rate there. 20.6% walk rate is terrible. I mean, those are bad numbers, but all 246 pitches at the big league level. He's brand new to things because, again, Chicago White Sox don't have a lot to play for other than to develop some of these young players. So do it. I have no problem with it whatsoever. Try to gain any value you can if you need to move him. He's given up 9 hits. 6 and 7. There we go. 6 and 7 hits his last 2. Looking through some of his pitch mixes, there's just not a lot to really break down. It's not a great advantageous spot here to try to... Toronto minus 1.5 is the only thing I even looked at here. And at the same time, it is not a great price at minus 125 there on the road. 8.5 total. I'm just going to pass everywhere here unless some prop shows up out of nowhere where, again, that's the beauty of Odd Shopper. Get all the props you want and more. Let's talk about it now. If you want to sign up and check out all of those props for tomorrow, and there will be many, $14.95 weekly gets you in the door, $49.95 monthly for the OS premium tools. I'll also be in there every single Monday through Friday. I also stopped by on Saturday, did some home run round robins. I'm having a blast with those, by the way. Definitely think that there's some edges that we can mine out of a couple of these home run numbers as things start to heat up here, and really paying attention to game environments and trying to stack up game environments at times. But the Discord Insider Access is where you can come hang out with me. I will be hanging out there for sure. $14.95 weekly becomes 20% off with promo code Lindy. Check this out. I hate this picture of me, but it is what it is. 20% off. Yes, expert picks, Discord, premium tools, all in one package. Would love to see you there tomorrow on Memorial Day. Back to the picks we go. Yeah, the Brewers. Oh, of course they're popping on my sheet. Of course, Eric, you should be betting them. Now, I don't have ban lists. I think they're pretty stupid because I will bet on anything where I think I have an edge. I have no problem. Justin Steele is better than what we've seen this season. 46.2% hard hit, 427 expected slugging. Coming off the injury, it is what it is. But Robert Gasser has been downright awesome. It's great to be a pitcher with last name Gasser. 19.7% K rate, 19.7% hard hit is absurd. He doesn't strike out anybody, but at 2.85 expected ERA, this dude is actually pretty damn good. He's gone 6-5-6 in his first 3 outings against the Cardinals, the Pirates, the Marlins. This Cubs lineup does bring some righties to the table that you got to at least think about. Sai Suzuki back up there batting second. Christopher Morel cleanup. He's been kind of weird this season. 516 expected slugging, awesome. 381 xWOBA, awesome. 11.8% walk rate, awesome. But not really batting all that well if you're looking at the top numbers. 206 average. That is by far his worst. 247 year previous, 235 in 2022. So Christopher Morel, tons of power. With great power comes a responsibility to have a higher average. I'll say that. Anyway, my main thing. I would be betting Milwaukee if it weren't for them absolutely owning my soul. 0-4 on locks with Milwaukee involved in some capacity. 0-2 betting on them. 0-2 betting against them. I don't know what to believe anymore. Obviously, no Rhys Hoskins in that lineup is a downgrade. It's been the case for the week, or for a week. Lean like. I'm going to call it a lean like. I'm not going to bet it. It is green on my sheet. It is a go for you. It's actually technically yellow. It's a like, but Chicago money line, it would make the cut if I weren't a coward. We'll take my cowardice and we'll get rid of it here as we go to Coors Field with Cleveland coming to hang out. Xavier, why is my brain working so slowly right now? Xavier Curry. There we go. I just see XZ and it always plays with my brain immediately. And I don't know. 01110110001. Anyway, recalibrated. Bring yourself back online. I'm going to miss Westworld. Austin Gomber on the other side, 443 expected slugging. Nobody's going to miss him when he's gone. It's not a very good pitcher here for Colorado. I don't know. He seems like a nice guy, though. 7.2% walk rate, 38% hard hit. There we go. My mom always told me, 2 nice things for the 8 bad things I'm going to say about him. 324 xWOBA, 256 expected batting average, 443 expected slugging, 17.4% K rate, and a 9.6% barrel percentage. Very targetable here with batters. I'm looking at righties. Well, switch hitter here. And Jose Ramirez, 2.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs is popping on my sheet based on historical numbers. Again, that's the previous 10. Usually available DraftKings, BetMGM. Take a look at those. But I might be looking at stacking this. They're starting to allow some more single game parlay type plays where you can stack up 2-3 hitters together and it doesn't completely kill your vig. On pick'em cards, it's still difficult to be able to try to find some of that value because generally it won't allow for correlated batters together in some of these spots, so you can't stack them up. But I do think that David Fry has just been awesome. Guy's got a nearly 500 OPS this season. He is the best hitter in baseball so far in this. It's still pretty early. It's May 27th. We're in the early goings of baseball here. Best hitter in baseball against left-handed pitching. Austin Gomber is a left-handed pitcher. I don't know why I looked at my watch for that. But anywho, Jose Ramirez, 2.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. And then David Fry coming along for the ride. I think they are really good plays up here, of course. Not sure what to make with this one. The Dodgers, the Mets, Gavin Stone, Tyler McGill. Me and my Tyler McGill. Haven't done that one for a while because, haven't seen him a lot. 21 batted ball events here so far this season, starting to accumulate sample size. 4.14 expected ERA, 3 ERA. Looking better here after last year's horrific season. He had a lot of promise as a 25-year-old with a 3.84 expected ERA in that first debut season. Fell off the map in 2023. So previous 2 seasons haven't been nearly as good for Tyler McGill. He throws it hard, 96 miles per hour. It's something to watch. Gavin Stone, though, he limits the hard contact, so that's nifty for him. He's also throwing at 95, 96, but primary changeup guy, sinker guy, does that a little bit more than the four-seamer. Just kind of throwing a couple of garbage pitches along with it. I'm not sure what to make of him here, and obviously both these teams, well, haven't exactly been lighting it up here. The Dodgers losing 5 in a row? 5 in a row? Is that real life? That is weird. It's a lot of games. Anyway, over 8.5, just a lean. I think you just stay away from this one entirely. Like this one, though, St. Louis and Cincinnati. Again, we have no locks on the card, but I have a lot of likes that exist. Hopefully that's good enough for you. It's good enough for me. And the likes have been popping. So we've been doing really, really nicely over the last couple of weeks here, starting to get that momentum going, having some great hitter props popping, getting some money lines across the board easily, except for last Thursday. I still can't talk about that Colorado game. But in this spot, we got a couple of pitchers, Lance Lynn, Nick Lodolo. Now, Lance Lynn, heading into Cincinnati, I know a lot of people wanted to let me know, Eric, you locked with St. Louis against them and against the Angels. Yeah, the Angels without Mike Trout, I still don't understand what's going on with the Angels to a certain extent, but I get that it is dicey. I get that he's somebody who has given up power in the past, but so far this season, even with the 17-degree launch angle, 35.9% hard hit. He is getting by a little bit differently than in the past. 3.68 ERA, 4.19 expected ERA. He's not throwing it out there with tons of fastballs. He's been around 92 miles per hour, topping it out this entire season. That's his primary pitch, throwing it 40% of the time. The cutter and the sinker are starting to come along, though, for the ride, and that is where I kind of find it to be fascinating. Cutter up, usage up, sinker usage up from last season as well. I think Lance Lynn is a decent backup against this. I just don't trust Cincinnati here, top to bottom. I get that they just got done wiping the board there with the old Dodgers. Didn't see that one coming. But Nick Lodolo on the mound here on the other side. It's not like I want to back Lance Lynn entirely here, considering it's Nick Lodolo here. We're getting, plus 106. I think it's pretty darn efficient. I like Nick Lodolo a lot. 30.7% K rate, 212 expected batting average. Has the 38% hard hit, but Paul Goldschmidt just hasn't been there this season. It's definitely not been there for Nolan Arenado either, even though a 260 expected batting average, he's batting 268. We got to start finding some power there, sir. 3 homers on this season. We know that those guys could be scary against lefties, just historical data, but times may be different. It is 9.5 for an opening total here. I think this is a decent back on the under, so is what it is, friends. Is what it is. I like it. It's scary for sure in Great American Small Park, but I think it's the right side of it. This is always the right side of it, friends, taking advantage of sportsbooks promotions. Whenever they hand you out, take advantage, and that is at BetMGM right now. If you sign up at the link below, you have an opportunity to take any amount of money, whether it's $25, $50, $100, up to $1,500 that you could put in play on a first play. And if it doesn't win, you get it back in bonus bets. That's a great opportunity to take a huge swing, take an opportunity to have an opportunity to get money back in your pocket immediately in the event that you don't end up having that first play hit. You get that bonus bet. That's huge opportunity from BetMGM. If you've been thinking about it, hey, I'd like to join another reputable sportsbook. I would like to get better prices on all of my stuff. Well, BetMGM's an awesome spot for home runs now. They are wildly improved in terms of their home run probabilities. And just saying, you want to be jumping in at the best number throughout this entire MLB season. The easiest way to make yourself a positive EV better immediately improve your expected value coming back in your pocket, signing up over at BetMGM. Only if you're 21 and over. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Back to the picks we go. We got Charlie Morton on the mound here going with Mitchell Parker. Again, this is kind of an interesting one. Getting hot and humid down in Atlanta as well. So were the players playing right in the things like every day? Luda. Washington, friends, they've been better. They've got some improvement to their lineups, but Charlie Morton's been really good this season. 34% hard hit, 25% K rate. If he's not walking guys, he is in really good shape against this Washington Nationals team. That is for sure. But we're going to target Mr. Mitchell Parker here. 43.4% hard hit, 90.1 mile per hour exit velocity here that we've got going. I think Mitchell Parker is a lefty who's going to have to run into Marcell Ozuna. He's been just absolutely crushing baseballs. That's for sure. There's no doubt that he has been one of the better hitters in baseball. Trying to keep this Atlanta Braves lineup afloat. They just put Ronald Acuna on the 10-day IL. Could see him bat second, I suppose. He's been batting third here routinely. I assume he still stays there. They can move other pieces around if need be. Michael Harris could move up and lead off or bat second, I suppose, as well. Lots of configurations where we could see this land. But Mitchell Parker, have fun with Marcell Ozuna and his 56% hard hit, 453 xWOBA. 453 xWOBA is just redonkulous, my friends. Yeah, 2 home run plays coming up here. He's one of them. And we got Taijuan Walker. We got Blake Snell. I'm just going to make this quick. It's Blake Snell at -102. I don't think there needs to be a whole lot else added to that. We're talking about the reigning NL Cy Young champ. He ends up getting put on the shelf because, well, he looked completely terrible right from the get-go. But even with an 11.40 ERA, yeah, I just said that, we're talking about a guy with a 4.31 expected ERA. Been very, 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 very unlucky. 22% K rate. We need to start ramping that up. But as the season goes on, you're not going to get a price like this for Blake Snell. Even with this San Francisco lineup, I get the Phillies have been hot for people. They didn't win me a lock on Friday. Thanks for Minnesota on Friday. That was good. Now I'm betting against them on Monday. What a time to be alive, friends. San Francisco money line. I like it. Another light coming your way here right now. It's San Diego. We're going Miami. Miami. Trevor Rogers and Michael King. I think people have been watching here by now. Michael King, the experiment last season ended up working out well for him. Ends up in San Diego. He got lengthened out as a starter there for the Yankees. He's going to be good going forward. 34.5% hard hit, 25.5% K rate. I like the stuff. I always have. 4-seamer change, slider, nothing fancy, just a good damn pitcher. And Trevor Rogers has regressed in a very real way. 48% hard hit, 295 expected batting average. He's got a 4-seamer slider change as well. Exact same pitching combination from the left side that Michael King has from the right side. And every single pitch is exponentially worse. 6.11 ERA, 5.30 expected ERA. Don't know what to tell you other than I like San Diego, but I like them on the run line. +122. I know it's a home team with the run line where then you have the runner indifference in the top of the ninth and everything else, but that's baked into the price. I like the plus money shot here on San Diego, just thrashing Rogers. Can't continue to just keep doing this. He's going to be out of the league sooner rather than later. He's got good enough stuff. We've seen that. Last couple of years have been awesome for him, but you need to start doing it now, Mr. 26, 27-year-old, because this is not going to last. And the last game of the night here, I've got a home run play for you. Framber Valdez, we got, I always want to say Bryce Miller, and that's always kind of like where my head goes. It's like, oh, Bryce Miller. Is that correct? Why is my brain not functional? Oh, yeah, it's the holiday weekend. Holiday roll. Yeah, Bryce Miller. That's exactly who he is. 45% hard hit, 464 expected slugging. My sheet is having problems. Framber Valdez, 49% hard hit. Good stuff there. 265 expected batting average. Those are both horrendous numbers, just throwing it out there. But the ground ball stuff is so back. 67.2%. We know that strikeout stuff is easy to come by against Seattle. They're still north of 25% against lefties. Top 3 in baseball. Good matchup. Top 3 worst in baseball for avoiding strikeouts if you're a Seattle fan. Sorry, but Kyle Tucker, he is just a beast, friends. 422 xWOBA, 580 expected slugging. Fire it up. He is on another planet. 18 homers now on the season. This is a pretty neutral ballpark for home runs. We talked about that during the home run derby last season, and Kyle Tucker is awesome. Best hitter in baseball so far. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Likes. Do I even know my own show name? That's absurd. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for this lovely little slate that we have before us. I'm going to get myself the heck up out of here. Thank you, producer Jacob. Check out BetMGM. Check out OddsShopper. And again, thank you to our armed forces. Appreciate every single one of you. I know that some of you watch this video. Anybody who has people serving in the military as well, we appreciate you. Thank you so, so very much for all that you do. Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Monday.